All right, Jenna is up next in Council Bluffs, Iowa. Jenna, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hey, Ken. Thanks for taking my call today.
You bet. What's going on?
So I've got a few notes here, and we'll start out. My husband and I have relocated, and I'm about 2.5 hours away from the job. I've been working for 3 years. When we relocated, they offered me the opportunity to work from home permanently. However, in the last 6 months working from home, I've discovered that I'm an office individual. I don't like working from home.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm ready to take the next step to find a job in office. However, my hesitation comes that recently my husband's been diagnosed with muscular dystrophy, so I am definitely the primary source of income in our household.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing if he can work and what his medical bills will look like are very unknown right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess my bigger question is, how do I confidently and get comfortable with the decision to make that jump to a new job, a new position?
Well, you do it comfortably when you've got something that is a really, really wide open decision that says, yes, this is so yes, it's not even close. Like there's nothing to consider. And so Right now, you do have a good situation. It's only not ideal in that you're a human who likes to be around people. And long term, this is going to suck the soul out of you being alone. So, but there are bigger problems in this world. And given that your salary and stability and they value you so much, I'd start looking today for something else. And I think you kind of know what you want to do. And I think you're a person who's pretty clear. And so what we do is we find another opportunity that is paying. I'll just give you the characteristics we're looking for here. It's got to be in your sweet spot, right? Where you're using what you do best to do what you love, that produce results that matter. Because I'm assuming the current work that you have been doing is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I love what I do, and the only thing I don't like is that I work from home now.
Exactly. But here's the deal. So we start looking in Council Bluffs, Iowa, and around that area, and we go, okay, I know the characteristics of my sweet spot. I know what it looks like. So I'm going to go look for that. And when you find it, okay, we go, all right, does it also pay me what I've been making, or give me the opportunity to make more, or does it pay more? Does it have good benefits? Check, 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 check. And if it does, Jenna, then there's nothing to be uncomfortable about. You're just going to step from one dock, or from one boat onto the next boat. And it's just that, you ever been to Disney or one of those like jungle cruise rides, and that thing's just moving at about a mile an hour, just kind of floating through. And when it gets up to the platform, what do? It's a nice, easy step. You're not scared. You just step right up on the platform. I think that will happen once you have something to replace it. But, you're going to have to be patient, and you're going to have to be a big girl and bite the stick a little bit and be alone for a while until we find something to replace it. And hopefully we find it quickly. But in the interest of taking care of your family and your husband in this uncertain time, I think that's the big picture, and I think you can handle it.
Okay.
You agree?
Yeah, I agree. I think to that, my follow-up question would be, I have recently worked with a recruiter, and it seems like there's 5 amazing opportunities that they've pitched me. And I think a little bit of my reluctancy and hesitancy is, what if I get in there and don't like it? So how do I combat that?
Yes, great question. So what you do is you've got the name of the company, yes or no? Or is it one of the situations? Yep. Okay, good. So who do you know that knows somebody that works over there? That's it.
Okay.
So you can figure out through 1 degree, 2 degree, or 3 degrees of connection. You tracking with what I'm saying?
Yep.
And you get on the phone with them. Hey, I'm considering a job at your company, and they're going to, again, they're a connection for you through a mutual friend or an acquaintance. Mm-hmm. People are willing to talk about their company. The other thing is go to websites like Glassdoor, Indeed, do some research. Are there some positive news stories on the company? Are there some negative news stories? Look at if you can do some research and find out how their maybe some of their vendor relationships, what's being said on social media. Now, I'm going to caution you when I tell you this. That's where you go find the information. I just gave you all the ways for you to find out if it's a healthy company and a good company. Number one, though, understand this, Jenna, no company's perfect. There's always going to be something negative. There may be several negatives, but then you've got to have the maturity to follow that trail too and go, how does that make my head and heart feel when I find out what the negatives coming? Because it could be a jilted former employee who's just saying all kinds of crap.
Sure.
So you got to weigh it. That's why I always think talking to somebody who works in the company or maybe 2 or 3 people is the way to go.
Okay.
But that's how you find out. Hold the light. Hold the light up. It's like going into a dark room. You got a flashlight. There's no lights in there. What are we going to do? We're going to shine the light all the way around and we'll look and see, are there any critters in there? What is there anything gross in here? How are we doing? Is there any water damage? Just do your examination, and you're so capable of finding out and then weighing it yourself. And that's how you overcome the fear of, will I like this place? That information is so easy to get. It's not even funny, Jenna. So don't make the excuse for it. Because you know how easy people will talk about they'll talk about their company, good or bad. They'll let you know.
Sure.
So get after it. You got this, Jenna.